What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Conor. I'm good. How are you? How are you doing?
Can you hear me? Normal.
Am I coming through okay?
We've been talking for 10 minutes off mic.
I just want to make sure. Can you hear me?
This is tiresome already.
Oh dear.
Shaun, I'd say probably the reason you're tired is because of the weekend that we've had.
Oh, it's been a full weekend, Conor. We've podcasted so much this weekend.
And just for everyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, because we're talking in riddles. Shaun, what did we do on Saturday?
We had our lovely Patreon listener, friend of the show, Christmas hangout live session. And it was an absolute blast. So many people showed up. We ranked all the Christmas movies that were in existence. We gave each other absolutely cursed Christmas gifts. It was really a fun time had by all involved. I hope everyone enjoyed it that showed up.
Yeah, everyone who showed up, you're all absolute legends. We will be doing another one in probably another few months. We do one every few months. If you want to get first notice of when that's going to happen, just become a patron. Even just the $2. And you'll get first notice of when it's going to be happening, where, what time, and you'll definitely get an invite. They're already locked in.
All the patrons get an automatic invite. Everyone, if you're not a patron, you just have to request it. You'll still get in, but it's a lot easier if you're a patron. Also, you get movie reviews every single month, which is also
movies.
Not to plug too many things, Conor, but
we are shit at stuff. We are able to talk shite.
We are not worth it.
Yes, good promotion. Also, just before we get into it, this is obviously a big week with DC news.
Have things happened in DC this week, Conor?
See, cleverly, what happened was DC obviously has been on fire for at least 12 months.
Absolutely.
And every few weeks we come back and try and throw a bucket of water to figure out who caused the fire.
Yeah.
And now James Gunn and Peter Safran came in, and this week I think has been our most newsworthy week. Now, I'm going to come clean. We are recording this on the Sunday, which means that DC could collapse tomorrow.
There's a full... Actually, from recording to upload, there's probably about a full 24, 25 hours where literally anything could happen with DC Studios that we're not prepared for.
And so we can only cover what happened in the past 7 days, and we can try and dissect that. So we will get to that later on in the show, as that's the main event. If you could give us a like and review, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on, would really help us out. We're looking for 5 stars, 100 5-star reviews on Spotify before Christmas.
We're looking for 5 stars total, ladies and gents.
We're looking for, just give us one and tell 4 of your friends. No, also give us one.
Connor, tell one human being that we exist. We have one catchphrase on this show.
Oh no. I'm already rattled. So we're going to start off this week with a little trailer, Shaun. That we covered a lot of trailers last week. We covered Guardians of the Galaxy, Cocaine Bear, Super Mario.
All equally good trailers that I'm excited for. Connor.
Yes. But a trailer we didn't get to was the Transformers Rise of the Beasts trailer.
Kind of hoping you would just forget about that one, that you wouldn't have to,
Here's the thing. I was also hoping to forget, but Shaun, the demand is real, because I'm going to just give you a stat. Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer has drawn a huge view count. It has obliterated the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Indiana Jones view counts.
Doesn't mean anything, because it's the internet, and so you can just meme the fact that you have Optimus fucking Primal fighting Optimus Prime,
It has doubled the views of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Indiana Jones 5 combined. Combine them together, double that. That's how many views it got.
Yeah, but how many views does the Morbius trailer have?
So many. But Shaun, what that tells me, people are interested in Transformers again. It's coming back. It's back in a big way.
I don't think it is. I just think this is also, sorry, this is the worst. This is such a bad trailer. Just not even as a selling the movie, but just as how a trailer is put together.
Yeah.
It's awful. It feels like it's meant to be really, really fast paced and edgy, but it's the slowest paced cuts. And
what I will say is, right, before we started recording, I had made notes of the trailer, as I do every week for all of our trailers. And then I left them downstairs. And
they're essentially
to tell
gone
you
forever.
to tell you how much interest I have, I was like, oh no, I forgot them. And you said, do you need them? And I went, no, not really.
Just wing it. This is why I never make notes for any trailer, Connor. Just first reactions all the time.
I'm going to trust you. I'm going to hope that you catch me here, that we're going to go into this blind, because we've both watched it.
Yeah.
And what I'll say is, straight out the gate, I hate Optimus Prime's look. I think it looks real shit.
All of the Transformers look so much worse than they did in the first Transformers
Back
movie
in the
we
day.
got. Yeah. Like, and maybe we have some weird nostalgia for Shia LaBeouf's Transformers.
Weird. I don't think it is, though. Like, I just think, objectively, I feel like maybe that's subjectively, I feel that they're better when they're not so shiny and perfectly round.
I think Bumblebee is the worst example of it in this, because he is just made of the most shiny plastic I've ever seen in this. Maybe it's so it makes making the toys easier, but he's so reflective the whole time. At least in the Bumblebee movie, he's a little bit older and fucked up looking.
Yeah, I want a Transformer that has, like, battle scars in a weird way. And that's a sentence that really, to be honest, there's bigger problems in the world. It doesn't really matter. But just, like, me watching the trailer, I'm like, I think it'd be cooler if they looked less shiny. I don't know why.
Yeah. Also, is the Transformers in the hat for the Patreon movie review? The first one.
I don't think so.
I think it should be. I want to talk about that someday.
Just to see how it holds up.
Yeah, just to see if it's any good. Because I watched that movie so much, because there was one kid in school who'd always bring it in on DVD for movie day, and it got picked
Wheel
like
the TV
in. Yeah, literally.
By the way, his parents hated that kid.
Oh yeah, that child was obsessed with Transformers. But I just think this trailer doesn't look like anything. It looks like a fan-made edit. Because Transformers Beast Wars was a show back in the day. And it had really weird CGI beasts that would fight each other. And it feels like a fan made a sample fan-made trailer for a theoretical Transformers movie, but then Paramount just uploaded it to their actual YouTube channel.
So we're going to have animal-based Transformers, primal Transformers, Shaun.
Indeed.
And then you're going to have animals working with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, who's going to be confused because, I mean, obviously also an animal, but we're not going to get into it.
Well, this is the thing, is that because who's the bad guy here? Because I imagine, they're going to fight the animals for a bit. But surely the animal Transformers, the ones that'll probably sell a lot better, surely they're not the bad guys. Is there good animals and bad animals?
No,
and where do you draw
I think
that divide?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what Hollywood would do with all of these plots. And look, if we've seen any of these plots, it's at the start they're going to be cool. One of the primal Transformers is going to get an idea that they're better than humans. We're going to take out the humans. We're better. Then Optimus is going to be like, hold up, hang on. I don't really like that idea. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Some of the primal Transformers will go to Optimus like, they're fucking crazy back there, man. There's a fucking monkey that wants to kill all humans. And then we get to the final battle at the end with the big war, where you have half the primals with Optimus and half the primals just by themselves.
And they'll decide which animals are the most evil. Like either you're going to get a snake, you're going to get a saber-toothed tiger. These are all going to be the bad guys, right?
And there's going to be a penguin at Optimus Prime's side. That's locked 100%. In.
Also, this is entirely fucked, because in the first Transformers movie, there's a big Transformer that's basically a big scorpion. All right, so we've already seen this in the Transformers cinematic universe.
You know how these movies go, right? So why this trailer stood out to me is because these movies have been losing interest for many years, right?
Yeah.
We had the first one that was, I mean, I think, to be fair, groundbreaking in a way, because nobody was like, you couldn't do this in live action.
Yeah.
The first one shit as Michael Bay
looks really good, is the thing.
Yeah. And Michael Bay will get shit, and he probably doesn't seem like a nice man.
Yeah.
But that's the first one. I still think it's better than it has any right to be, even though it's childish and like, you know, there's a lot of dick jokes.
There's a lot of dick jokes. There's a lot of, it's weirdly horny, that entire movie.
It's a Michael Bay movie. Like, if you just, there's a buy-in to be like, yeah, there's going to be butt shots and there's going to be horniness and there's also going to be ball jokes.
Yeah, and they're gonna make out on top of Bumblebee. It's a very strange.
And he's alive. Like,
and they know he's alive at this point.
They know. It's in front of them.
They're well aware. But like, for the time and for what it is, it's a solid movie. And then they rapidly decline in quality from there.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are like all the worst parts put back in.
Also,
and then 4 is Wahlberg drinking that Bud Light.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm just a mechanic. And then he's like, I'm saving the world, but I'm a mechanic. Don't have sex with my daughter. She's underage. No, it's technically fine.
I'll hit that man's face with my car.
And then the next one is King Arthur.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, Connor, but at the end of that one, the Earth is revealed to be Unicron, so the Earth is a transformer.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that happening. So, but there was also dinosaur transformers in those.
That happened.
There was,
Age of Extinction, of course.
And you've got Merlin. You've got all
Stanley
that other
Tucci playing Jewel Rose.
the Tooch came in twice. Fair fucks to the Tooch. But I mean, they've been kind of just going, well, how do we make this interesting? Right. Yeah. Well, they're fucking, I don't know, they're dinosaurs. There's dinosaur transformers. Let's just go with it.
It goes back to what the original cartoon was back in the 80s, which is, it's just an ad. Like, it's just an ad for Transformers toys at this point.
And so now it's Rise of the Beast. So now we've got like monkeys and we've got like, as you said, saber-tooth tigers probably, and hopefully they have like some sort of Zord connection and then they can morph into some sort of larger
Voltron,
being.
Connor.
Oh, sorry, yes, I am thinking of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Have I said to you how the Cybertron war started in Transformers? The classic Shaun Mean pickup line there.
That sounds like Star Wars Episode 3. We're at an opera. Have you ever heard the tale of the Cyber Wars?
So what happened was...
Go on.
So, a bunch of time-travelling Autobots went into a diner on Cybertron, right?
Yeah.
They went back 4 million years in the past. And then, while in the diner, one of these Autobots requested a curly straw for his drink. That one of the other Autobots then reached over the counter to grab a curly straw, knocked the drink onto one of the other patrons. A fight ensued between the patron and the Autobots, and a humble like a miner, like he worked in the mines, tried to intervene in the fight, and that miner's name was Megatron. Megatron, being caught up in the fight, gets arrested, sent to prison, and is cruelly mistreated by the guards. And now Megatron at this point is a socialist. He wants to reform government and hand the means of control back to the worker.
Where did you find all this out?
This is on the Transformers wiki. It's insane.
Your brain is weird.
Google again, I can't drive. Google Transformers curly straw. This all comes up. But so he was a communist, like a socialist. He was like a peaceful dude. But then he goes to prison, and the guards like kick the shit out of him for ages, and he learns the power of violence. So after he gets out, he's radicalized, and so he begins the war that eventually destroys Cybertron.
That's the best.
It's so fun.
But also a real indictment of, prisons.
Oh, it really? It's a deep commentary.
There's no reformation there, Shaun. It's just constant. You become worse.
It's a prison industrial complex. It doesn't necessarily help everyone.
No, you're not rehabilitating there.
No.
You're more creating Hitlers.
Exactly. Megatron was worse when he came out of prison than when he went in, some might say.
Can I just ask a really dumb question? He's a robot in that story, correct?
Oh yeah, they're all robots. They're in a diner for some reason. No one knows why. And you know what's weirder is that they still sell curly frogs millions of years in the future.
Why would they want them?
Don't know. So surely the word would have got out that this is what started the war.
After that whole thing, now I feel like we should review this movie. I think this could be great.
No, because we need like an X-Men Origins Megatron is what we need. Not a Transformers Rise.
So you're saying like a movie like with Fassbender going around killing the Nazis, we want Megatron going around killing the prison guards.
I kind of do want that, actually.
Yeah,
that sounds class.
You know what? And Optimus Prime's a goody two-shoes.
He's one of the guards. What if he was one of the guards?
What if he's one of the guards? And Michael Bay make a real horny and have ball jokes all over the fucking place.
Yeah, but they're all robots. They're all robots.
They're all robots, man. How are you going to have a butt shot of a robot? He'll make it work somehow.
He'll make it happen. Also, there's a Japanese robot probably, and that's touch and go at the best of times.
And also that'll sell a lot of toys. That's what he's going for in that market.
You better believe
it. Shaun, are you excited for Transformers Rise of the Beast?
I think weirdly now I am, but when I watch it, but that's just because of us. Nothing relating to the trailer increased my hype at all.
It had nearly 500 million views worldwide during its first week.
That is significant, but again, it could be just for memes.
Yeah, so but 500's a lot of memes to be putting in there. So like maybe people are interested. Maybe it's coming back.
Do you want to hazard a guess how many views the Morbius trailer has right now, bearing in mind the fact that it's been out for a year?
And also morbid time. Okay, I'm gonna say 200 million.
It's 24 million, but that's still. That's 2 million views a month that Morbius
It's almost too many.
It's too many. So I think it's the Morbius effect that Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer has gotten.
But that you work against your own logic there. If Morbius is only on 24 million, that's not the Morbius effect.
Well, it's got
500 million.
I thought you said 500,000 and it would scale like that. Sorry.
No. This is 500 million views in its first week.
Oh, sorry.
Guardians of the Galaxy didn't even have 200 million views in its first week. And that came out last week as well.
Wait, is this across... Wait, what? Is this on YouTube or is this across everything it's been released on?
I think it was over everything it was released on.
Because I'm looking, and at the minute... The trailer on the Paramount Pictures page on YouTube has 23 million views after 10 days.
That's only one, man. And that's also the same as Morbius.
But, and the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer has 23 million views after 9 days. So, not to say you're talking shit.
I'm just telling you across all platforms, Shaun. So maybe Transformers is coming back. Are you excited about Transformers?
I mean, I think no, but...
But also, have I ever told you the story of the cyber war?
Imagine if you will, a curly straw and a planet. By the way,
in my head, Megatron has a little hat and he's like got a little stick and he's pushing a little wheel and he's just having a bit of fun and then he gets caught in the brawl.
Does the little hat have a propeller on top of it?
You got that right, it does. He's just like hee 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 as he's running down the street and then suddenly becomes Hitler. That's how it happens.
That's how it happens every time.
That's how it happens every time to robots. That's how it happens. Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and this is pretty exciting. If you were born in the 90s, Shaun.
That's me. I was one of them.
Yeah. And you like Jackie Chan?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Do you remember Jackie Chan Adventures, that cartoon?
Yeah.
That's fucking class, bud.
Yeah. And Chris Tucker, real cool dude as well. But what about Rush Hour 4, Shaun? Because it's happening.
Rush Hour 4 is happening?
Rush Hour 4 is happening, Shaun.
I liked the first Rush Hour movie.
Yeah, look, here's where our bias is going to come in, because I have a very soft spot for Rush Hour 1.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've memorised that whole movie. Like there was a time a few weeks ago where I was watching TV where someone said $50 million, and in my head I said $50 million. Who you think you have, Hillary Clinton? Or no, is it Chelsea Clinton? I think is the line. But I said Chelsea it in my head, and then out loud I didn't say a word, and I just thought to myself, that movie had a really big, deep impact on my psyche.
Impact. That's another good movie.
Great one. Great one.
One of the best.
Shaun, I think Rush Hour 1 is great. Rush Hour 2 is okay. It's pretty. It's bad.
They made it.
It's the same movie. Rush Hour 3. Oh boys! But here's the thing: these movies are being called problematic, like online. There's some things in them definitely not great.
They absolutely are. Yeah. Like. No one's
I would say that these are the type of movies that are so unabashedly problematic. Like, they know they are.
I think they were problematic when they came out, though, as well.
I think so. Like, it's one of those where I was like, yeah, everyone knows that, but I don't know what it is. But it's just, number one, I'm like, I'll sit down and watch this. Number two, if it's on, I might not. And number three, I definitely won't. But if one is on the TV, I'm sitting down.
One still has, like, yeah, look, it's not great script-wise and content-wise, but, like, it still has a bit of charm, because you feel like they're just fucking around and making a movie. But the other two are just, they're like, okay, now let's double down on every part of number one.
Now, here's the issue. There's a big issue, and there's a big rat that we need to talk about, and that is the rat himself, Shaun, Mr. Brett Ratner, as
of course.
He directed 1, 2, and 3 of it. Now, if anyone doesn't know who Brett Ratner is, director of one of X-Men: The Last Stand, if anyone remembers, also extremely horrible human being in real life,
absolute dog of a man,
absolute dog of multiple sexual misconduct allegations made against him. Not a very nice person. So the issue now becomes who's going to direct it. But I'm kind of thinking, if the rat's out, it could actually be a lot better.
Actually, yeah. Like, it could be you could have a chance to, like, do a new modern Rush Hour.
Yeah.
What if they get the wrong director, though? And it, like, the sentiment is that, you know, you can't say anything anymore, kind of.
See, the weird thing is, normally if you have a director for the first 3 movies, and then a number 4 is going to come out like years after, everyone's like, bring back the original director, man. He's the only one that knows. This is the one time where I'm like, holy fuck, this could be better.
But I've solved this. I know exactly what you do with this franchise.
Go for it.
You give it to Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Oh my god. Oh, because could just 21 Jump Street,
21
of course.
Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, even
22 Jump Street,
a successful sequel, I would say.
Successful sequel. You also have, obviously, they've done the Lego. They were involved in all the Lego movies as well, and then the Spider-Verse.
So, really, haven't had too much of a miss, to be fair.
No, they did work on Solo for a long time, and then they got fired before Ron Howard came in. But I'm going to give him a pass on that. It was Star Wars, and also Star Wars was a bit on fire at that stage.
That's it. That was a time when Star Wars was just reaming through directors every chance.
Yeah.
Also, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Again, fantastic films. Absolutely fantastic.
Fuck, I never considered Lord and Miller, but now that you mention it, fuck.
I won't accept anyone else, quite frankly, at this point.
Like Lord and Miller directing a Rush Hour movie with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Give me a high budget Lord and Miller buddy cop movie. Like, what? You can't go wrong.
And like like they've done it, like with 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Just do a different version. They've proven they can do it in that world, in that comedic tone. Like, and 21 Jump Street, I feel like, is very similar to Rush Hour in what it's trying to achieve comedically.
Yeah, but also it's not like, it feels like it never reaches the same questionable quality that Rush Hour reaches, you know?
Yeah. Look, I don't know if I'm excited. I am actually more excited if the rat's out. So with that, I'm like, you know what? I could see this being good, but I could also see the two of these just signing up for a bit of a paycheck. So it's kind of up in the air at this point.
That is true. I think that, look, I feel it could be, I think best case scenario, this is a Bad Boys for Life, where it's like a surprisingly good revival of an old beloved property. Worst case scenario, it's like a Zoolander 2 kind of thing.
See, you don't want that. But they've already had that with Rush Hour 3, which was, I think, middling to bad.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason we haven't had a Rush Hour since.
And I think that came out after The Last Stand. Like, the rat was on his last legs at that point as well.
Yeah. And look, we love to see the rat, you know, getting his comeuppance. But let's also, if we can get a good film, that would be nice as well.
True. I'm excited to see what happens here. Also, by the way, the first movie grossed nearly $250 million and was made for $40 million.
Jeez.
So this was like 90s money as well. Like 90s detective, they're odd couple. They don't really work together, but and it's also a comedy.
It's a match made in heaven as far as the 90s is concerned.
Maybe this movie doesn't work now because we've already seen like so many versions of it. But you know what? Fucking let's get Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan back and let's see what jokes they can come up with. It might be awful, is the thing.
Give the lads a few weeks where Jackie Chan is a lovely man, though. So
he seems, by all intents and purposes, a nice man. So I don't know.
Yeah, and now he's also got the clout of being like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Have you seen my animated show? It's pretty fucking great.
It's unreal. It's so good.
We're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun, and we're still not at DC because I have a movie that I think you're going to like. Shrek 5 is in development, Shaun.
Oh.
Yes. Speaking of movies that are coming back.
Okay, let's do this. Shrek 1, pretty good. Shrek 2, not so good. Shrek the Third, not
What are you
great.
talking about? Shrek 2, not so good. I'm coming in hard on this.
Sorry, I meant not as good. Still good, though.
Ooh, Shrek 2 is better than Shrek 1.
Oh, I don't know.
I think so.
I think
it's got Big Gingerbread Man. It's got I Need a Hero.
Oh, that is true. I forgot about
it's
the
got Jennifer Saunders, I Need a Hero, Big Gingerbread Man walking through the sea.
Okay, you've swayed me, Connor.
About?
Shrek 2 is better.
Shrek 2 is better, man. And then, okay, Shrek 1, excellent. Shrek 2, better than excellent, I will say.
Shrek the Third, steep cliff that it falls off.
Oh, a very steep cliff. But it's there. And then there was a number 4, which is Shrek Ever After. Is that it?
Shrek Forever After. Yeah, I didn't see that one. There's Shrek the Halls.
Shrek the Halls came out as well. Then, yeah, Shrek Forever After was 2010. And so 2010 is the last time we seen any of these people.
Well, we got a Puss in Boots movie, didn't we?
We did get a Puss in, like in 20...
I think it was in cinemas recently, wasn't it?
2011? No, it was 2011 or so.
There was a Puss in Boots joke in cinemas.
Oh, there was a different Puss in Boots, but
Puss in Boots 2, a sequel to the other one. That's the full title.
Is that it?
Yeah, that came out in 2022. Yeah. So
okay, so because where this news has come out is Antonio Banderas is doing like the plot tour or the press tour for Puss in Boots 2, which everyone knows was coming out, Shaun. We're all well aware of that. All well aware of it. And that's come out. So he's kind of talking, and someone asked him about Shrek, and he said Shrek 5 is in development. Like, they have me in. Puss in Boots is coming back in Shrek 5. My question to you, Shaun, is does anyone care about Shrek anymore?
No, I don't even think in an ironic way, because there's a very big love for Shrek online, but it's mainly for the first 2 films.
Yeah.
So anyone who wants to enjoy and experience Shrek is just going to watch those 2 again.
They're also incredibly 2001 and 2004 movies in terms of they're very of that time.
And that's, I think, why people like them, is because you remember what it was like at that time.
Like, you've got Mike Myers, you've got Cameron Diaz, you've got Eddie Murphy, like, just killing it.
All heavy hitters. Like.
Just all heavy hitters. Now, this is before, also, I would say, before we had now the influx of actors who have big names just doing animated movies, even though they're not the best qualified for it. They just want their name on the poster. This was like the first time everyone was like, holy shit, these are some really big names in this animated movie. It must be good.
Yeah, that was a big thing of like, no, they got proper actors to do this, guys.
Yeah,
like that's
those animated actors, they're shit.
They don't know
These
what
ones
they're
are the
doing.
proper ones. like Mike Myers, like Austin Powers, I mean, he was just coming off that. Cameron Diaz, obviously massive in the 90s and 2000s. Like, had Charlie's Angels come out at that point? I think it had.
But he had shit like The Mask and everything before that.
Oh, yeah, like, and then Eddie Murphy's Eddie Murphy. Like that's just... Like, at that stage, he's God in Hollywood.
Exactly, like that man can do no wrong in the early 2000s as far as Hollywood is concerned. But I don't think another Shrek movie is what's needed right now. Now, the other side of it is that it could get the... What was it? The Despicable Me, the Minions Rise of Gru. It could get that treatment online.
Yeah, but that's like 1,000,000 to 1 shot. Like, you need
I'm still
to
not
hit
convinced that wasn't a very carefully calculated marketing campaign.
Do you? I mean, it could be, but then again, I mean, how the internet works is it literally takes one TikTok and it comes out and it just catches like fire for no reason.
No, Sony, release Morbius again. We'll all see it this time.
We swear.
We were all busy moving that day.
Genuinely, I'll go see, I swear, man. I swear.
So I don't know whether that could happen with Shrek. I just feel it's too... Weirdly enough, it suffers from its own success in that the first two are so fucking good that unless you live up to that, people are going to hate it.
And I do think that, like, Toy Story is probably the most comparable, really, of, like... And this is DreamWorks, so it's obviously not Pixar, but in terms of, like, Toy Story 1, 2 and 3, absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
Whereas Shrek was 1, 2 excellent, third one, it happened.
Not so good.
Yeah, and so they did 4 as well. I think that was straight to DVD, as far as I remember. They probably released it in cinemas. Kids probably went to see it.
It did get a release, I think, yeah, but it didn't do great. Didn't do very well at all.
So they're probably seeing Toy Story have a movie come out like last year, and they're like, we can recapture that like nostalgia hit again, and if we release it again, because I do think 2010 is like too soon. Like if your first movie comes out in 01, at least wait till people like fully grow up before then you release another one.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, would they do better just I'm not a proponent of this at all. I don't think it's a good thing to do. But if they just remade Shrek, I genuinely think that would have more interest than a fifth Shrek.
Yeah, I suppose, like a new shiny one that everyone could do, but also it would never be as good.
It would never be as good, but if like it would be just updated, like they do with video games, like just Shrek remastered.
I hope it does well. I'm kind of like, if they're doing number 5 and it comes out, I hope it does well, because like I have no harm towards Shrek. I think it's good.
We like to like things on this show, so if it comes out and it's great and it's like as good as 1 and 2, that's great for everyone.
I'm just thinking we go through Bonnie Tyler's whole like all of her songs. We get Jennifer Saunders in, we let her just sing everything, and just belt them all out live. The movie has to have at least 3 Bonnie Tyler songs at different points. But
and here we go, and that sounds great, but it will be heavily influenced by social media. This
is the problem, is that I think that came out like well before all that, where it was just dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like just ridiculous jokes that maybe people don't get now, where they might make it uncool now if they try and even attempt that.
Yeah. But like, and what was the movie recently? Was it Hercules? That we were talking about being like, we're going to make it appeal to the TikTok generation.
Yeah, it's a TikTok generation
and
movie.
It's like, and look, I like TikTok, like it's a good time waster, but I like putting bits in a movie specifically to be ripped out so that people can duet it 1,000 million times.
Also, an incredibly volatile market. Like anything on the internet is incredibly volatile.
The whole
like,
thing could go on fire any minute.
Like it doesn't. You don't know what's going to catch on, what's not going to catch on. I love the idea that like advertisers, marketers, are like, we're going to really tackle this market. They like know as much as everybody else.
They have
like,
no fucking clue.
They fucking no idea. Like it could hit, it could not. Who gives it? Who knows? Like you could have a really amazing clip and put it on YouTube, nobody will watch it. And then there's some fucker who the algorithm just somehow works slightly better. They have a better image, whatever. Yeah. Put up a way worse video, million views.
Because wasn't there was some company recently that fucked, I don't know what, I'm going to use like IHOP, like International House of Pancakes as an example. But their Twitter account just tweeted the word pancakes full stop. And it became like the biggest thing. Like people were just like, and then like I think Ryanair retweeted and just said flights, and like it just became this big massive joke, and it was the best marketing campaign anyone's ever done. But it was a dumb tweet that was probably a mistake. Also, has anyone been following the Ryanair Twitter? It's fucking incredible. Oh, man. Whoever's running that is just like just there for violence at all times. Like, but to be fair, to be Ryanair's social media person, Jesus, you just get called a dickhead 5,000 times a day. And so like there was a great one of like some guy was like, I ordered a window seat, and he was in the very, very front row. So like the seat behind him was just the door to the fucking plane. Like, so they have to close that. So he's like, I ordered a window seat. This is ridiculous. I didn't get one. And there's
Twitter just replied back with his image of where he was sitting, and they just zoomed in on the really tiny little window in the door and just circled it and was like, there's your window. What are you talking about?
Like, how do they get away with it? But I guess, like, their PR is so bad anyway.
It doesn't matter. We're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. Do you want to hear something weird?
Yeah.
You know that Tetris movie that's coming out?
Yeah, I saw something about this.
It's rated R.
What the fuck, lads?
So there's a movie coming out based on Tetris, the video game, which me and Shaun were like, that makes no sense. What the fuck is happening? But now we found out a little bit more information. Taron Egerton is meant to play the lead role in the movie, and it's about how Tetris was created.
Yeah.
And then now they're saying that it's R-rated.
That's, I mean, yeah, because Tetris it was made by a Russian dude, but it was like during the heyday of the USSR. So during like the height of communism. So he never saw any money from it because the government was just like, okay, now this is ours, kind of a thing. So I guess it's going to be a gritty look at the intricacies of communist Russia.
It's going to be like the Social Network. So it's like a legal battle. So he sets up the company, and then the legal battle of him trying to win back the rights to Tetris as it makes billions upon billions.
And seeing how everything falls into place.
Interesting, Shaun, yes.
So this sounds way better. And I feel like we played into it being like, because doing the headline thing of, there's a Tetris movie.
Well, at that point, all they announced was there's a Tetris movie and Taron Egerton's in it.
Yeah, but that actually sounds quite good. And I will say,
in their release originally, they said it's the latest video game to get an adaptation. So by that logic, we were like, so then it's based off the video game, not the makers behind the video game.
Right. Okay, that does make sense. See, what's terrible though is that they're going to sit on that Graham Norton couch, all the cast together, and they're going to disappear. That's a fucking labour joke. I'm really sorry about that one.
You really tried hard.
If it was an L-shaped couch, I don't know.
Oh, boys. And if the L goes out first, you're never getting in that little hole that it's left.
No, you rotate at the last minute.
You got to rotate at the last second, man.
Did you know all the Tetris pieces have names?
Do they?
They actually have actual names.
Yeah, you got big long one, square one.
No, so in the original manual for Tetris on the Game Boy, so the L-shaped one, that's the one that's an actual L, not the backwards L, is called Ricky. Then the blue one, which is the other backwards L, that's also called Ricky.
Why do you have to differentiate?
The two Z-shaped ones, the little squiggles, one is called the Cleveland Z, one is the Rhode Island Z. The line is called Hero, the T is called Tiwi, and the square is called Smash Boy. So those are all the names of the Tetris piece, the Tetronymos, as those Tetris players call them.
I love the idea that you can't read, but you're like the Cyber Wars and Tetronimo.
I spec'd into a very specific type of knowledge.
Such a weird Venn diagram of things to be good at.
Yeah, look, what can I say? Yeah. I'm lethal in a pub quiz on those.
In those specific areas.
Those two specific things, yes.
Who's the current president? Oh, fuck. Oh, lad, someone else may get this one.
Oh, what is the name of the blue Tetris piece? It's Blue Ricky. It's Blue Ricky.
Is it Blue Ricky? But what if he's front-faced? Oh, well, he's also Blue Ricky if he's front-faced.
I know, he's Orange Ricky if he's the other way around.
He's orange, is he Orange Ricky the other way?
There's Orange Ricky and Blue Ricky. They're both L's, but they're backwards.
Okay, but they're both called Ricky.
But blue,
well, look, we can all take that to the bank. If that pops up in a pub quiz from now on, me and you are laughing.
That's it. So
I think if there was a team of four and me and you comprised two of the team of four, I think we genuinely could get the lowest score ever scored on a table quiz.
I think we'd somehow bankrupt the pub that the table quiz is held in.
There'd be a movie round, and me and you, and everyone would look at us like, these lads, now we're in it.
They've made a business out of this.
And me and you would be like, we've no idea.
We have no clue, lads. I'm really, really sorry. But look,
Rush Hour 5? I don't know.
But all I need to remember is Orange Ricky, Blue Ricky, Cleveland Z, Rhode Island Z, Hero, Tiwi, and Smash Boy.
Thanks very much. Right, everyone.
Those are
everyone
the names of my future children.
And my present. Damn you, backwards Ricky.
Get back here. I'll set Smash Boy on you.
The Cleveland Z for you.
It sounds like a wrestling finisher. Like.
It does actually, the Cleveland Z. So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is just a small one that I thought you'd like before all the DC being on fire. I felt it was only fair for as we are a popular topical talk show, Shaun, that we have to cover both sides.
Oh, okay.
And I do hate both sides most of the time, because if one side is like, I think Nazis are bad, and the other side is, I'm on the fence.
Well done on not providing people that soundbite.
Exactly, but I'm saying that's probably bad. I don't think we should hear both sides.
That's it. Yeah, some opinions are just wrong, is the thing.
I think the world is round and has oxygen. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I've got Frank in Hull. 47, he says different.
And we have to give him equal airtime to Professor Brian Cox. Why not?
But Shaun, here we go. Marvel reportedly unhappy with Phase 4 and considering major changes to Phase 5 and 6 slate. Now, I will say this is a rumour, but I've literally thrown it in because we're about to talk about DC for like 15 minutes.
I don't think Marvel are the only ones that had a problem with Phase 4 though. I think it's categorically one of the biggest fumblings of the bag that a studio has had.
So, no, I think what's happened is they've seen the fumbling and now they're actually thinking, fuck, we fucked it. Like, we've somehow made this worse. And I think what they don't want to say to each other, and this is what I believe, is their biggest obstacle is Disney Plus. And I feel like obviously they have to promote, obviously they have to do the thing of we're releasing 6 episodes, so you can't just sign up for the free trial for the month. You'll miss 2 episodes. It's all about money, driving people towards Disney Plus. But it's killing the whole like universe, I would say.
It really is. It's putting a weird it's tethering it to where it can go so far but no further. And then nothing ends up progressing. You just end up starting. I
don't even use that in a term to disregard the series that they've put out.
No, because some of the stuff is good.
Like, I think some of the stuff is really good. Like, but the idea of, say, the first 2 phases, you gotta wait. So a movie comes out, 9 months pass, you don't hear anything about any Marvel stuff. Maybe a year passes. Like, the first phase is literally 3 movies, and then the Avengers movie.
Yeah, I think so. I think Iron Man 2 is in phase 1
so
as well.
It's Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and then Iron Man 2, then Avengers.
Yes.
So there's 4 movies in 4 years.
Yeah, and Incredible Hulk as well. Excuse me. How
4 movies in 4 years that people watched. But like that's so different from even say that from Avengers. Like Endgame, where everyone's burned out, everybody's like, this is the end of the road, this is it, and then you're going to throw 21 projects in like 12 months at everyone. And
also like the fact that they were on Disney Plus just means that it's the same content but was more spread out. Like Ms. Marvel should have been a movie, I think. Like, look.
I think episode 1 and 2 of Miss Marvel are so strong. That like you could keep that going, and then 3 and 4 are so terrible. But I think it's over the 6 episode series. It's a 4 episode show, but they stretched it to 6 because they need to have people to sign up, not for the free trial for a month.
Exactly, and so I'm glad that they're considering changes. Like, but they should have they need Kevin Feige is meant to be like the head, right? Like over everything. Pulling all the strings, knowing where everything is going. Have you seen the end of She-Hulk?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. It's kind of summed up there in a few words, let's say. But like, he's only one man, and the man is spread fucking thin at the minute.
Yeah.
So they need just to. It's almost like they need to get everyone who's currently directing a Marvel project needs to get together in a room once a month, maybe. And just be like, here's what we're planning, and here's how it ties together, here's what we're setting up.
So, I mean, the strong ones are Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man No Way Home.
I would also put Shang-Chi in there. I think that's quite strong.
Shang-Chi I think is pretty good as well. But I would say that's not as strong. So those two at the start are like really good films that would fit. I think Shang-Chi it's good, has a few problems as well in terms of like just like there's a middle arc. You've got Trevor Slattery in there. It's a bit iffy in some parts.
But I would almost say that like Guardian or Black Panther and Spider-Man, they stand on their own the most.
Yeah, I would say so.
They could be absolutely separate from a lot of the other stuff. Like, Multiverse of Madness is not great. Thor is the worst Marvel movie, in my opinion.
And the Turtles.
And Eternals as well, which I think gets hated on a lot. I think it's fine, but it's not great.
I mean, it's as good as Iron Man 2. That's what I'll say.
Look, and that's all right. That's all right.
Well, it's not great. But yeah, I feel like it's interesting to see that they're not happy with Phase 4. Maybe we will see some major changes. The thing about that is they've locked themselves in that I don't think they're going to pull out of all the series. Like, I think we're just going to get more and more and more until everyone just stops watching them all.
But I think we could get more like the special presentation kind of stuff. Like Werewolf by
I think
Night,
they're pretty cool.
Like the holiday special. Like, they're a fun way of getting more content and more stories that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten, but you're not locked in to this long drawn out story. It's a one and done. And if it doesn't connect to anything, that's fine. And if it's never referenced again, that's fine. It's just
I would be more interested in less series, but once again, they're not going to stop doing that. If it was not a money making scheme, you do movies, but shorter movies, so an hour.
Yeah.
As you said, special events. So like a 45 minute or 50 minute, an hour. You can introduce a character there, and I feel like it takes a lot less brunt, like from people to be like, episode 3 is shit. Yeah. Episode 4 is shit. Like, this show is terrible.
But now it's too much time into it, so I have to keep watching.
Exactly.
No one wants to feel that. Like,
no. And I think Falcon and Winter Soldier really killed all of their ideas for Disney Plus, ironically.
Yeah. No, if it had come out like WandaVision and then Loki, but we had Falcon and Winter Soldier in the middle of that.
Yeah, and that was also recognisable characters in a bad thing. And everyone's like, oh, even the ones we know can be in bad shows.
Yeah.
Or like middling shows. Well, who cares then? Like, what does it matter? I will keep us all updated on what's going forward. But at the minute, apparently there's rumblings that they're very unhappy with how it's gone so far, and they'd like to move forward in a different way. Maybe, they have Agatha Coven of Chaos coming out.
Kill that project right now.
They did say the phrase establish more quality control moving forward, but I don't think how can you do that unless you start pulling things from Phase 5, and they're not going to do that.
They might do some of it though. Like, honestly, they might. I could see Agatha getting pulled. Like,
but they've already filmed it.
It's not filmed, is it? Surely it's
I'm pretty sure they're filming it now.
Man, get rid of that. Honestly.
We're going to finish. Go on.
Yeah. No. It's the most made by committee thing I've ever seen. Because like, the internet likes this. Let's give it a series. No, just have it be something
I think a lot of that is like, well, we have Disney Plus. Let's use up slots. Like, come on, why not? We'll just do a project for no reason.
Yeah, but like, I'm getting to the point. I'm going to stop watching some of these series because
that's what my main thing with me and you were like seeing it as a hassle to like watch all this, and I don't think it should be a hassle if you like these characters and you like this world. Just be like, I'd love to watch something. Let's just sit down at Disney Plus and watch a series.
Yeah, great, more of the thing that I like. Not okay, I have to sit through this thing and I hope I like it at the end.
And I think a lot of people are feeling that, so let's see how it goes over the next few months. Probably nothing will change, but at least they're aware there's an issue.
Exactly, but at least we have DC films and properties to fall back on,
DC's logged in. So if anyone doesn't know, the week started pretty uneventful. Gal Gadot puts out a tweet saying she loves playing Wonder Woman. She thinks Wonder Woman is great and it was great for her life, and she's loved playing the character and can't wait to play it more.
Hell yeah.
Basically, in my view, after seeing what's come out since, rousing support for what she knew was about to happen.
Yeah, for the future of the character.
And then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson comes out because he gets told that Black Adam lost money. My stat, Shaun, is Black Adam lost more money than Batgirl cost to make.
Holy shit.
Stat. Yes. Now, then The Rock comes out and he makes a tweet. It's like, actually, if you carry the one and you look at these stats, we made money rather than lose money, because The Rock is charismatic.
Your lead
cool.
star shouldn't have to come out and justify that, though.
Exactly. So this was the start of the week, and kind of like a weird vibe was going on, and then a report dropped, Shaun, that the recently appointed co-chairman and co-CEO of DC Studios, James Gunn, The Hollywood Reporter, dropped a massive bombshell report that there was a whole lot of stuff being cancelled behind the scenes, namely Wonder Woman 3. My news, from what I have, is that
this is still a rumour at this point. It's not confirmed.
So none of this is confirmed, as it is not confirmed by Sunday. Now, James Gunn has said that he's going to confirm some things next week. So maybe we'll know more next week. But apparently we know for a fact that his hiring shut down Discovery Warner Brothers Justice League 2 plan, so that was scrapped. They also had Wonder Woman 3. Jason Momoa is now apparently set to depart the Aquaman role in favour of Lobo to go along with his plans. Batman Beyond, the movie, was cancelled, which was Michael Keaton's rumoured Batman movie.
Jesus.
That was going to be Batman Beyond. That was cancelled. And we also have that Superman might be cancelled, might not be cancelled. James Gunn, even though Henry Cavill just joined back last week and left The Witcher, and now it's already cancelled.
He made a lovely announcement video saying, no,
but it's also not confirmed to be cancelled, because James Gunn has said that Superman is going to be DCU's biggest priority, despite the rumours. So completely up in the air at the minute over all that stuff. Where would you like to start?
Well, maybe we're getting what I've asked them to do for ages, which is just start again.
I think that's what's happening, yes.
Yeah, just like say, look, we messed up, we're sorry. We're going to do a new slate.
The issue with this is, it's one of those things where everyone's like, oh, they should do this. But then seeing it come to light with like the Hollywood Reporter reporting this, you then realise, well, all these people are out of a job. Because,
yeah, but that's true. But I'm not worried that Gal Gadot is going to be short on money or anything like that.
And apparently the reason why Wonder Woman 3 was cancelled is because Patty Jenkins, the director, she directed the first two, she sent over a script to DC, and they looked at it and they said, this isn't good, we don't want you to make this.
Wow.
And she was like, but this is like the end of my story. And they were like, yeah, but we'd like you to rework some things. And she was like, no, I like to tell my story this way. So then there's a bit of butting heads in that regard. That's apparently what the report states. So she's still in, and Wonder Woman is still down, but it's also cancelled. So.
Right. Okay. I mean, but they could do like a DC Universe rebirth for the movies, kind of a thing, where reboot. Some of the stuff is the same, some of the stuff hasn't happened yet, and some of the stuff is completely different. Surely that's the best way to do it at this point. You'd be better off doing it after Flashpoint. What if Flashpoint just ends, right? Where Barry Allen goes into this other dimension and he has all these adventures, and then he gets the help of Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne, to send him back to his original dimension. And Bruce Wayne flips the switch and it cuts to black and just says the DC universe will return.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the only thing they can do right now.
Just clean slate. I mean, like, this all happened, but now it's been reset.
But also, they have to get rid of Ezra.
Oh yeah, but I feel like Ezra's gone anyway.
But he has to be at the end of the movie, go back to his universe, but then still also vanish.
I think never show what happens after he flips that switch.
Okay. Because, I mean, there's so much there. So, Henry Cavill, first of all, Henry Cavill quit The Witcher, signed back up to Superman. Now he's like, he's still up in the air.
Yeah.
He could be gotten rid of again.
So what you're saying is he's free to be in the Warhammer movie.
That's what I'm saying, okay. Yes. James Gunn then came out and, as you said, he said some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true. Of the reports. Okay. So still up in the air, didn't really help. They're still talking about all of this stuff, but I think at this point it's feelers. I think the feelers being put out were, how would you feel if this was cancelled? How would you feel if we did this in a different way? How would you feel if Jason Momoa was no longer Aquaman, but he was Lobo instead? What's the public vibe on that?
Yeah, and I think that's good though, to just be ruthless and just be like, no. Not for the reasons that Batgirl was cancelled, which was ostensibly a tax break, because apparently Black Adam...
apparently those directors met with James Gunn during the week.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, like, just have someone willing to call it quits and just be like, no, this isn't working. We need to change this.
It's one of those things where, like, if I'm looking at it as a sport analogy, like, you have a team... Your players are not doing very well, so you're losing games. You get fired. I come into the team. I still have all those same players that were bad when they were playing for you. Yeah. And I'm kind of thinking, I don't really like that guy. I don't really like them. I prefer to bring in my own people if I'm going to be the true leader here.
Yeah. Do you know that scene in Moneyball where he has to coach Jonah Hill on how to fire someone?
Yeah.
Like, I traded you. It's that. Just get it in, get out, get it done, and then move on. and bring in your own people. Yeah, that you trust and you know will work well. Because
what they currently have is like a collection of several managers of the sports team at once. Yeah. So every new manager came in, brought in their 3 people, and then the new manager came in, brought in their 3 people, and they just have a selection of like a ragtag team of like several different groups of several different cliques.
Yeah, like at the minute, I think maybe The Suicide Squad is probably the safest film that is going to stay.
Yeah, and I think Margot Robbie's locked in. I don't think she's moving anywhere.
No, I think that all of that's good to go. So you have your Suicide Squad all set up. Now, that does imply that Superman does exist, because Bloodsport killed him.
No, he put him in the ICU.
Put him in the ICU, sorry, with a kryptonite bullet. That was it. So there's a history there. So Henry Cavill could still play Superman, but just in this new continuity, maybe where he's a nice, happy man.
I also think Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman 1984 has played a part in this, because I don't think that movie was received very well.
No, and look, there was a lot against that movie, like it was coming out after pandemic and stuff like that. I also don't think it was a very good movie.
No, I think it was okay. And so what they needed was, especially, like, I cannot think of anything other than like a sporting analogy of when a new person comes in, you need to be playing fucking amazing so they don't get rid of you.
You need to earn your place at the table, basically.
Because they're going to look at your last 5 performances and be like, well, he was shit in all these games as well before I joined, and he's been shit since I joined. I might get rid of him just because he's... So, like, I think if Wonder Woman 1 is so good, and then Wonder Woman 2, not great. And so many years have passed since Wonder Woman 1 that I don't think it's like... I don't know who you cast as the new Wonder Woman, though, because I feel like that's locked in. Like, I think Gal kind of has that role. She's like synonymous with that role.
She does embody the Wonder Woman character in a lot of ways for a lot of people. But, like, I don't know. I just think... the less ties you have to what came before, probably the better. Like, it's touch and go having Jason Momoa stay on as Lobo. I think he'll just get away with that because people like him.
Yeah, I think, and they could also easily do a thing of like the universe. This is an alternate universe. This is like how they went from Prime Earth to New Earth. So like there's Prime Earth. This is all going on. New Earth is completely different.
Like.
Jason Momoa's character grew up as in space, and he's Lobo now instead.
This is exactly what happened. Why not? I think it's the best thing they could do, honestly. Like, it's going to suck, and like there are crews that like were promised work on movies and are now not going to have that work. Hopefully, they'll be reallocated onto other projects. But
I'd like to think if they were locked in for a certain project, you could move on to another project, but within the DCU. Like, I think that would be only fair. Like,
yeah, and like you know, obviously there's contracts and stuff, I'm sure that like it's far above our heads, but from a strictly like making good movies perspective, I think this would be the best call. Is just clean slate, save what worked maybe, but cut all ties to the existing continuity.
But you know what? I think this has been coming for weeks and weeks and weeks. The minute Safran and Gunn came in, like, I think it was a few weeks of just looking over things. Just like, okay, what can we do? What can we not do? Having meetings, having reports. And then it was bound to happen. I felt like we might get a dribble effect that, like, you might get one or two things. This is also, none of this has been reported by James Gunn. So none of it has happened yet. It's only the Hollywood Reporter being like, this is what's happening on the inside right now before everyone else. Yeah,
that's Hollywood Reporter trusting his source. Hollywood Reporter, for what it's worth, like, is generally pretty reputable. Like, they're not like a TMZ where they'll just take the wildest rumours from anyone on the street.
Yeah, but, and I mean, James Gunn has come out and said some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true. Yeah. So it's an insider report, so it's not obviously not going to be completely 100%. It's more just, this is what they think is happening. Exactly, yeah. So hopefully nothing comes out between now and when we release this episode. Oh, lads, just hold off for tomorrow, please.
See, I feel like, just from a people perspective, would you announce this to the company on a Monday morning?
Yes. Yes, you would.
Just start the week with it.
I'm really interested to see where this goes. Really devastated about the Batman Beyond movie not happening, but it's still there. It's such an easy money maker. I've never understood why they don't do it. It doesn't make any sense. You could literally print money. Why not just do Blade Runner 2049, but for Batman, I rest my case.
That's pretty good, actually. You've actually sold me right there. James, here, have an idea.
I think you just do Blade Runner 2049 on a whiteboard, Batman. Just connect the two.
And then a big tick and a dollar sign.
I don't understand. I'm also Keaton coming back to play Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond. Perfect. I feel like I know they've gotten rid of it, but now that I hear about it, I'm still disappointed.
But at least we'll get to see that in The Flash.
True. Also, Justice League 2 not happening. Oh no.
Oh, how terrible.
No. Shaun, I think that's it for this week's movie news.
What a week, Connor. Would you like me to take us out?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We will be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon who continues to support the show, and thanks to everyone, Patreon or not, who was able to show up on Saturday. Really lovely to see you all. Hope you all had a lovely time, and hope you all have a lovely holiday season as well. Shout outs, of course, go to Róisín the Wife Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Technically Fine Evanson, Waffles the Magic, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the Wash and It'll Be Grand Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, No One's Ever Really Gone, Luke Hoth, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Buster, Ed Ball, Nathaniel Thistlewhaite, Horatio, Roland, Bumfluff Jr. III. Connor and Lorraine have shortened this Patreon nickname. Russ, I feel this name lengthening has caused some tension, so I'm hoping to relieve that. Feel free to just call me Ross-Parfitt. And Jackson Brueheim. Thank you all. So sorry, my voice is going. Thank you all so much.
The list is so long.
I know. I'm in bits. Thanks for the support. You're absolutely wonderful, amazing humans. If you want to support the show, link to the Patreon is below. There's also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Devilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I would Connor Lawler.
My throat's made of sandpaper.
We'll see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.